So we're back. Pee break, alcohol break, St. Patrick's Day, you know.
St. Patty's Day. This is what it's all about, people. You
Plus,
just this is a
plus,
perfect celebration in America.
this is how professional I am. I don't want to pay the $15 a month for the Zoom. So I gotta like end podcast early and say, hey, can you, I gotta send you the message again.
Is it every 30 minutes that should happen?
I guess so. It had never done this to me. I think they finally caught up and figured out I wasn't paying. But yeah, I think we did 30 minutes. I haven't been keeping track, but bad gigs, they fucking blow. I think it's just part of comedy, but it's a reason why I don't do open mics anymore because I'm like, I can only take so much of a beating trying to get these jokes out, you know?
Oh man, fuck. That's the thing. I've been like, I get stage fright if I don't get on stage enough. So I gotta do some open mics because I'm just like, ooh, you know, because
Well,
I'm,
let me ask you a question. The jokes that you write, do you ever run those by any friends?
yeah, here and there, but a lot of my shit that I write is very almost like a little bit alternative, a little bit of anti-humor, so they don't really get it. And I'm like, no, it's gonna work, I swear. If I do it a certain way, if I say it a certain way, it'll work.
So you
So
gotta
I,
try it out at the open mics.
yeah, I do, yeah, I do. And
You get a
unfortunately,
read?
what's what?
You get a read on your joke at the open mics? Because that's what I.
Sometimes I don't, unfortunately, because
Oh,
it's a
man.
fucking open mic, you
Oh.
know. It's hard. I wish I had quality stage time where I got up on big stages and I could test out shit, but I don't have that right now at my level. So I got to
Well,
do it.
eventually you will.
Yeah, but I got to do it somewhere. So I got to do it at these weird open mics at a coffee shop and 6 o'clock in Stockton in front of a bunch of Asian people, and I already know it's not gonna work, but I just do it there anyway. I gotta scale back on off open mics because it is taxing and it does wear on you, but if I don't get up regularly on stage, I do get stage fright because I'm just like, ooh, you know, you freak out.
Some of my best sets was from not doing comedy for a minute. I think, you know what? I think you need, I would love to see you do a gig with a bunch of stage fright. I think you would do better than you think.
I mean, maybe I'm gonna give it a little bit more of a shot, but there's some gigs I hold in high regard, so I got to be mentally prepared for it.
When
But
you do your skateboard show, do they laugh at everything you say?
not everything, but that is definitely the most we love your style of comedy crowd that I can totally think
So
of.
that is a glimpse of what professional comedians get to have
Yeah,
because they have their own crowd.
yeah,
So, one thing I think comedians fall into is they're like, oh shit, I bombed tonight. I'm like, no, you just did a crowd of old white people and your comedy just isn't for them. Don't
yeah,
blame
yeah.
yourself.
Oh no, I'm
Yeah.
very much like that, but
Yeah.
I try to I try to be accessible to some extent, if that makes any sense.
Right.
Uh to a sort of a broad audience, but it can't be all the way. I'm never gonna be all the way a broad audience ever. That's never gonna be me.
Yeah.
So that's why if I do produce my show, any of my shows, I'm like, no, no, no. This is what you're coming for.
Right.
This is what you want to see. You're coming to see this kind of comedy. This isn't a generic, like, who gives a shit comedy showcase bullshit show. It's like, no, no, no. It's going to be this.
Right.
So, so if I do produce a show, I always try to go, no, no, it's going to be a little bit more niche. Not niche to the point where we're cutting off everybody, but to, like, you want to come to see this because this is if you want this style of comedy, go see this shit. So that's why I'm always adamant about that. And people give me shit for that. They go, you're being an alternative comic. It's like, go fuck yourself. I want this here at this show, and people are going to pay money to see it. And hopefully they keep coming back to see it over and over and over again. So,
It honestly, dude, it's just you just keep doing it and just keep driving because I've heard stories of some of the biggest comics you've heard walking people and not doing well because the crowd just doesn't like their style. It's just I really do think it comes down to people sticking with comedy and then also the people that become the cool kids or make connections, you know. It's a combination of things, you know, but I do feel like some people quit comedy because they just can't take the rejection, which, you know, it's part of that, but it's also part like,
You ever see like the actual funny people that quit it and you're like, no, god damn it, don't. No, don't. No. You know, you're actually kind of like upset when they drop out. I'm kind of like that.
yeah, there was one guy, I really liked his comedy, and he said he was quitting because he figured out comedy. He's like, I'm
Okay,
bored.
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, yeah, he was weird, but he was good. He was good, you know.
You know what? I got it all figured out, and now I'm done. That's
I
a
didn't say
weird way.
anything. I didn't say anything because that's one less guy I got to compete with, you know. It was like one comedian just got caught for like sexual abuse or something. And I was like, thank God there could be an open spot now for a show, you
Oh,
know.
I think I know who that guy is. Okay, I saw
But
that.
you know, I was like kind of pumped. Like, okay, that's one less comedian I got to compete with, you know. You gotta look at the positives, you know.
Yeah, I like it. I've never heard that before. You know what? I think I'm done with comedy because I figured it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna start like planning coke or like, you know, the pictures of naked kids on comedians so I can like get them in trouble and then have another opportunity for to get on the show because it's so fucking competitive, dude. It's sometimes it's so annoying how competitive comedy is.
The Barry scene must be torturous for you because
I
you're a white guy.
that and just I there's even a guy I do shows for, but so many people are hitting him up. Like I know he's not seeing my messages because of that. You know what I
Oh
mean?
wow, yeah, okay.
It's just frustrating.
Oh
Like,
yeah, no,
can
I
people
no,
not try comedy? You know? Can you just leave this to the degenerates that drink at their kids' basketball games? You know? Can you just keep this, you know, going for us and not you? You know?
you're always all over the place. That's the one thing I notice about you. It's like he's here, he's at this thing, he's at the Liquid Lounge, he's at the H2O fucking club, he's at the I don't know some other fluid fucking.
Well, I do fluid a lot in Oakland, and I have been working out material. It's a good crowd work, also throw in some material shit. But like
Copper Spoon is Copper Spoon gone? Yeah, I noticed you're always.
that's the new Copper Spoon. Copper Spoon's gone. But see, that's the thing. Make friends with certain people and you find the stage time. There's still people that won't book me or answer my emails. Fuck them. I'm gonna get better at this place. You know what I mean?
I'm barely friends with anybody. I don't know how to really be friendly with people because I'm just like
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a nervous Nelly. I'm like I don't know what to say to you.
What are you so nervous about?
I don't know how to say it to a lot of people. I'm like, hey, I'll do your show. I don't know.
Some
I don't know.
people
I don't know how to say.
you're like a introvert. I'm an extrovert. You know, I like talking to people. You're more of like I'll talk on stage. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I don't even want to talk on stage. There's some days I really don't want to get on. I wish I was like Larry. You heard about the stories of Larry David back in the day?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, he would get booked for comedy clubs, you know, back in the day in like New
Yeah.
York and shit. And
Yeah.
he would peek through the curtain and you look into the crowd, and we've all done this. We look at the crowd and we're like, oh fuck, this is the crowd,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, this could be
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. And he would look in the crowd and he just look into it and he go, nah, I'm not getting on. You just want to get on. And you just leave.
Well, yeah, that's an extreme. I love Larry, but I'm like, to me, I've done what I thought was gonna be a horrible show and it turned out well, or I've done horrible shows and yeah, I made it felt like shit afterwards, but still, you're always kind of proud of yourself that you stuck through it. Just like you walking those people. I know down inside, there's one little part of you like, fuck it, that's a story, you know. I'll tell.
It's a hell. I mean, fuck, 80 people. That's Barry Bonds numbers. That's fucking amazing. I
So
mean,
as they're walking out, are you saying like, see ya? Like,
I am literally when they were walking, I'm like, all right, I'm walking on another group. Here we go, people. Let's do this. I was literally saying that shit on stage because I was just in. I
and
was
and you know
I
what? You know what I hate is like Jordan made a vlog of the trip, and in the vlog, I wish I would have saw him like pacing back and forth, like, oh my God, this is gonna
He
be
can't film himself, Ed, before he gets on
I know,
stage, you
you know what I
know?
mean? Like, I wish I saw like the footage of him freaking out, like seeing your set and him just going like, I gotta do 40 minutes for this crowd. Like 80 people just walked out. They don't want this, you know?
What was crazy that is that he did a lot of dark material, you know? They just I think it was a deal too, like the crowd hated my guts so much that if someone would have pulled out a gun and blew my brains out, the whole place would have fucking done a standing ovation.
Yeah.
So I think another thing is just like, please, anybody but this guy, just get him off. Anybody, you know?
It's painful, and even when you have a good set, I have a hard time. This is painful for me, and I don't know if a lot of comedians deal with this. I cannot listen to my sets. I record them all. I have a million audio files. I hate listening to it. It's like I gotta drink a six pack and do heroin just to like be comfortable to listen to myself.
How often do you listen to your set the next day?
Horrible. Never.
Ever? 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 Ever?
If
Ever?
there is one joke that I pulled out of my ass that hit, I'll write it down, but I'll remember that. I don't need to listen to the recording for that. You know what I mean? But I should listen to them. It's just brutal for me. Like,
I listen to it 50% of the time. And
yeah,
it sucks. It fucking sucks.
yeah.
One time I was watching a behind the scenes a porn clip of a porn star who
Uh,
was a little good girl, a little Midwest girl,
mhm.
and then they showed her like a clip of her getting fucked, you know, in a porn scene,
Yes, I
and
know.
and she was just like, I can't look at it. I don't know. I can't look.
Really?
Yeah, she was really like distraught, could not look at it. And that's how I feel whenever listen to any of my bad sets. Cause yeah, I'm like, well, it wasn't great. I gotta listen. I gotta go back and listen to it, see what I fucked up a joke somewhere. I tweaked it around or something. I don't know. I got to do it. It sucks. It's painful. It's fucking brutal. It's brutal hearing you say the punchline. It gets nothing. It gets nothing. Nothing. But you got to try to figure it out. You know?
I'm trying to figure out why you watch behind the scenes of a porn.
I watch a lot of porn. All of it. I watch
No, but
too
the
much.
behind the scenes, is that like the cool down after you come, you're wiping yourself off, you're like, yeah, I want to watch. That was
It's
so
kind of
good.
cute. It's kind of cute. It's kind of interesting. There's some cool nuggets in there every once in a while. You know?
You ever see Boogie Nights?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
I like this. I like the pro-am scene. That was my favorite scene in
Have
the movie.
you have you ever tried to be a porn guy, porn
No,
star?
no, it's not great. See that I've learned that all the porn dudes are gay.
No, but
You know?
have you ever filmed yourself doing anything?
No, of course not. I
You've
wouldn't
thought
do it.
about it.
Nope.
Really?
Nope, nope, not once. No, I don't want to do
Huh.
it.
Really? Never with the girlfriend, you want to whip out the phone?
No, no. I mean, there's been a few times I wanted to send a dick pic, but I think that's kind of like hacky and lame, and I just
Yeah.
don't do it. I just
Yeah, and
don't.
if you are, don't send it in January.
Funny.
Zing, zing.
Oh, da-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
Yay. Um,
Hey, you know it's an inspiration. Did we talk about this the last podcast? I didn't even mention the subject, so which doesn't make any sense. You know what's one of my biggest inspirations
I'm
I've listened
walking.
to?
I'm out of here. I'm walking this. This is
Oh, hey, 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 hey.
I'm out of
Have
here.
you ever listened to Andrew Dice Clay's "The Day the Laughter Died"?
I've heard of it. I've never listened of it. I know the whole story behind it. I've heard about it, but I've never listened to it.
All right, all right. I would get if you're free, if you have any free time, you're a busy guy, you know, you got a wife and kids and shit. You do a bunch of shit. You got a job. You
Don't
do
say
gigs.
wife on the podcast. I'm trying to get laid.
All right. Listen to it. You got there's part one, there's part two. So
Uh,
part one, you know, it was at the height of his popularity. He ekes it out, you know. He has a good
if
little
the folks that are listening to this, yeah, the one, my grandma, he basically bombed on purpose.
Sorta. I mean, he doesn't. He comes in with no material and in front of people that are not his fans, in a club where there's only 20 people, and so we're all been there. This is a very inspirational podcast for us comics at our level. We've all
Yeah.
been there. So that one he ekes out. You really, after that one, you really got to listen to part two, because part two, it's kind of the downslide of his career, and it's even less people. And oh no, part two, he bombs. It's brutal. He's just shouting. He's just cussing. He has nothing, and he bombs, and it ends with him threatening to stick a couple of beer bottles up a guy's ass. It's amazing. I recommend everybody, every amateur comic, whatever the fuck, up and comer, whatever you want to call us, and I recommend that those two albums, especially the second one.
I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that out because I'm a fan of that guy, and um, that takes balls.
It takes balls to just go
Because
to,
because you and me don't do it on purpose.
no, 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 that's right. We're like, hey, that got a big laugh. I'm
Yeah,
gonna put that on Instagram and put a
right,
little clip and with the
right.
captions and shit. To do a set where no, it's not going well and you're bombing and you're like, yeah, yeah, release that. We're gonna
Right.
sell albums with that one.
I think he even had like Mark Rubin release it or something. It was like on some big label, wasn't it?
Shit, it was a mega producer. I forget his name.
Yeah.
Rick Rubin. Rick
Rick
Rubin.
Rubin. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he wanted the silence. He wanted the silence,
Right.
which is nuts for because all the comics are insecure assholes.
Right.
So they want the biggest pops to make them look like the biggest stars. You
Right.
know how it is. You know how these fucking specials are.
Right.
They don't film in the same night. They film within 2 nights.
Oh yeah, majority of comedians are filming couple shows and then splicing it together.
He was like unedited. This is it.
You
Roll
know,
it.
I'm trying to remember there was a comedian, but it's his crowd, so it's a little different. But he did a special where he filmed it over a couple nights and it was no written material.
Mm.
And I'm Roy Scovel. Have you heard of him?
Never.
Dude, check this out. I'll send it to you. It's on
Yeah.
YouTube. It's it's inspirational. Cause like honestly, like if I had the balls, I would improv everything because I know I have funny stuff I've written down that's in my mind, but I always go back to my old shit. Even if I've done some new shit or improv, like I always go back to something I know that's works because I'm so insecure when I get in the big pop.
Hmm.
And I want to get out of that and just be as much as I could be me. You know what I mean? And there's things I need to work on too. I don't know about you, but like I don't really do merch. Like I did a show, dude, and I talked about it on a couple episodes ago. I bombed so bad that it sucked, but I had one table of like 20 something year olds that loved me, that were dying laughing at everything. Like the silence of the older white crowd was like horrible, but hearing them laugh like kind of saved me from
It's
suicide.
not quite a horrific bomb if you're like, well, at least they liked
One
it. So,
table out of like 100 people,
all right, that's pretty bad. Yeah.
you know.
If it's 100 people, yeah,
No,
that's
it was probably like 60 people, but it felt like 100.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They just didn't like my style of jokes, but this one table did. But where I fuck up as a comedian, because I'm like, oh, I haven't been doing it long. Why am I having merch? I should have stickers made and dropped it off to them. You know what I mean? Or like a card or something. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't
If
promote myself. I don't, even I know it's kind of cheesy, but comedians go after their set, hey, follow me on Instagram, whatever. I don't even do that. So how
that's not that bad of a deal. I mean, if comics do that, that's nothing to sneeze at. I honestly think that's
well,
fine.
how do you get fans? Because oh dude, there's dude, those people that walked out on your show, they don't even know your fucking name. I've done so many shows where like I've even asked the audience midway through my set, like, do you remember my name? No one does.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're
No one
fit.
ever, you know what I mean? So
You're faceless comedian man to go up there and tell jokes.
you're an amateur. They didn't come to see you. They came to a comedy show.
Mhm.
So you need to remind them who you are at the end. So if they do like you or even liked your bomb or something, go ahead. I'll like a guy after a bomb if he handles it well.
No, I've been to before I did comedy. I've been to a few like local shows in Stockton, and yeah, there's been a couple people I've seen bomb their heads off, and I actually was like, I don't know, it was actually pretty good to me. I enjoyed it. No one else did, so I don't care. So, like,
Yeah,
yeah, that's a good thing to actually. I might think about saying that. It's just mentioning my name halfway through it again, just see if they, remember myself again. That's why when I introduce myself, I reintroduce myself, uh, after the host does it, because I figure who gives a fuck. So I might
well,
do that. I might. I mean, it seems cheesy, but I might just at the end go follow me at Madman Maple because you can't hurt. You can't hurt, right? You know.
the big question the audience wants to know, because we're getting to the point where I really got to dig in deep into Mark Maple. I love you. You're a beautiful man, kind of. How'd you get the girlfriend? Because you are a unique fellow. You have a unique life. How'd you get the girlfriend?
Dumb luck. She, the Facebook friends you may know thing.
Yeah.
She just saw my picture and thought I was cute. So she friended me and we were all, I just added her. And then she listened to the podcast and she listened to a bunch of them with me and Jordan Quattlebaum. And she liked it. And then she reached out to me and said, "This is random. I don't know you, but what's any comedy shows you're at? I want to watch you." I'm like, "Okay."
You were like, at that moment, you were like, okay, God is real. I'm not gonna kill myself. You put down the fucking syringes, the knives,
Yeah,
you.
kind of. And I told her to go to a fucking open mic, which is crazy. It was Cap's Pizza.
First, you checked if she was hot, if you liked her.
Yeah, she was fine. She was pretty. And
Yeah.
then I was like, go to Cap's Pizza. Well, it was a fucking open mic. Luckily, Cap's Pizza is a fun open mic in Stockton. It's a very fun open mic. And then I made sure to kill it. I killed it at that open mic though. I got a bunch of
Did you?
fucking yeah.
No,
And
you didn't
then
walk anyone.
no, I didn't walk anyone. And then she showed up to a few more my shows. We took it slowly, and after that, we just started seeing each other, and then we're a thing. So, it was very slow and gradual, but like,
That's what she.
uh, she likes guys with spiky hair.
Yeah.
Her type is her dreamboat type is Eli Roth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
You got
she
that vibe. A little weird. Might be a serial killer.
Yeah, so she's into that. She's into Eli Roth. She's into the Slim Jim Man. She's into fucking Wayne Static. She's into fucking Trent Reznor. That's what she likes. That's her type.
I think something you and me have that a lot of comedians don't have is we got a voice. You got a unique cadence. I feel like I got a unique voice.
You got the silliest, dumbest laugh of a bunch of other comics. Your laugh is always like, whoa.
Right, right.
Yeah. And even if it ain't going well, you're still kind of fun to watch because I've seen you at times where it's like, oh, this ain't going great, but at least he's having a good time and he's laughing along, and who gives a shit, you know?
Well, hey, honestly, dude, that's what it's about. We're not getting paid much for this. You do a
No.
you do a gig in Lodi, $40. The host buys you a beer. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have a good time. Like I don't know. I don't know if you've had friends die. I mean, yeah, you had a dad die. It,
This is personal, Alex. What have you ever had friends die? Anyway, go for it.
well, I'm just saying, dude, like I take it down to that level where it's like, let's have a good time. Life is short, like shit happens. This is kind of like an outlet for us. If something happens professionally, that'd be great. But if it doesn't, we're having a good time. It's better than fucking staring at Netflix, fiddling with your balls. How long are you gonna do that for?
That's great because like some of these gigs suck, but then there's some like surprise, like fucking sleeper gigs. And you're
There
like,
you
well, fuck,
go.
I'm glad I fucking went. There was one gig I came out to. I got tipped better than I thought, and I got handed a bag of weed by some veteran guy, and I sold 2 shirts. I was like, what the fuck? This is way better than I thought it should have been. You know?
Yeah. I mean, are you having fun?
Half the time I'm not. Half the time, but it does feel like I'm work. It does feel like I'm just going like, why the fuck am I doing this as I'm driving over there, you know?
That's why my podcast is shitty quality. I don't want to put the work in. I just want to have fun, you know?
Uh, but I gotta remember, like, it should be fun. I stress out when it's a high pressure gig, and if I'm at a club or some shit, that's when I kind of stress.
But I think that's where you gotta stop yourself right there, dude. And I know it's hard, but it's like high pressure gig. So what? You're still being funny, Mark. You're still being funny. Like as soon as you get in your own head and you start worrying about the gig and stuff, that's when you're
Yeah, I gotta knock that off. I gotta knock that off, you know? That's
that's dude, I've been practicing that. Stop being in your own fucking head. You're gonna do bad. Just have a good time. Be
Quadabomb did this before my shit catastrophe of a set at the casino gig. He
yeah.
said this to himself before he got on. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna have a great time. I'm gonna have a good set. I'm gonna have a great set. It's gonna be a good time. That's what he kept telling himself before he got on. He had a killer set. And also, can I say this? Quattlebaum is maybe the most disrespected, made fun of like comic in the 209 area, and it kind of pisses me off after a while. I think he's the most consistent, well prepared. If he kills it when he's on top of it, he kills it better than he's up there with anybody else. I won't defend him because I think a lot of people make fun of him because he's dorky, silly, goofy, and but that's him. That is him, you know.
Right.
So I
If
get
you're-
mad when everyone goes, fuck Quattlebaum, he's an idiot, you know. So
I mean, but it's funny the people that are saying that are idiots too. You know what I mean?
they're
Like,
idiots. They're hacks. They're
yeah,
fucking lame people. They got
I,
nothing,
I,
you know.
you know, I try not to shit on other comedians because I'm like, who am I? You know what I mean? Like, I still do it, but you know what I mean? I, yeah, dude, you're always gonna get shit on. Someone's shitting on you right now. Someone's shitting on
Oh,
me right now.
someone's saying it right now. We're both hacks.
Oh, someone's like, I can't believe they're gonna make a part two on Sunday. Part one sucked. I had fun. And you know what? There's people that aren't comedians that love the podcast. I feel like sometimes comedians themselves are too critical of comedy and they forget the fun of it.
Yeah. It's like that guy that did the shock collar show. Look at that fucker. Look at him now. It's
He's
this.
killing it, dude. Look at
Yeah.
the people that were shitting on him.
The whole entire Barry scene was like, don't. Oh, how dare you?
Right.
And then it's like, I don't know. He pays people, it draws people in. And
Dude, that's why I don't even say shit on there. I don't even chime in because it's such bullshit. It's like get offline, live your fucking life. You're not gonna get comedy biz from shitting, doing all that. Go live your fucking life. Get off the fucking computer. You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
think brownie points get you anything online. It doesn't really trickle into anything. It doesn't really result
Well,
into
people
anything.
people get on that too to like rub their noses and try to get in with other people so they get booked. That's not me, and I know part of comedy is, hey, I gotta, rub this guy's elbow so he rubs my dick.
I gotta suck his
Yeah,
balls so they
right.
can go on my ass so I can get this gig at this Barry show where we split the tip bucket.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I hate that, dude. I've
That's
never
annoying.
been that. I've never been that, and I don't have to be that. Comedy's what you make it. I do now. Mark Maple, you could have your two shows, make it online. You could do a video like, hey, I'm the Static X guy, and it gets 400 million views. All those people that were shitting on you and calling you gay for working with Jordan and like you're hack and you're retarded, they're now gonna love you.
Yeah, I think I've failed up very nicely. I'm surprised as how far I've gotten up at this point.
Well, I'm just saying, dude, you can make your own path. Just keep
Thank
going.
you for saying that statement. That's the statement I've kind of lived by is just create your own shit and
Continue
then
success.
Create your own things, and people will come along with it, or they'll continue going to your shows and stuff like that. So,
Dude, continued success to me is doing another show after walking 80 people.
yes.
Because a lot of, dude, no, seriously, I know that sounds funny, but like civilians, I call them people that don't do comedy, they would never even step in public again after something like that.
Oh, I was ashamed. I was ashamed
Oh
after
no,
the
but
show.
you and
Yeah.
me are a different breed. You and me could get over something like that and just keep going.
I was so happy I had to do another show the next day. I thank
That
God, 'cause
helps. That helps. Did you do well?
yeah, I did. Yeah.
There you go.
Thank God, because if I didn't have to do another show the next day, I'd keep dwelling on it and being mad. But luckily, I was like, well, fuck, I got to do another one. I mean, booked. I'm not gonna pull out of it. And I got the monkey off my back. I got a bunch of
Watch
laughs.
it. Watch the monkey talk.
I got that black guy off my head. And then I felt better, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck it, it's just who cares?" And you continue on. Do we have to get out of here? Or we got the timer of the Zoom. I feel like we're approaching it or something.
The timer just approached. We got 8 minutes to get out of here.
All right,
Is there anything you want to talk about before we get out of here?
I think we're done. I think we had a good time. I think we're covered everything.
I
We don't
don't
need
want to wait the full 8 minutes as
Who
I'm trying
cares?
to go call my girlfriend, you know?
Who cares? I gotta eat up an edible and listen to corn songs and stuff. I'm on a vacation
Oh,
break, so I think we're good. We got it. We got it.
vacation break?
I'm on vacation break. Yeah, I'm in spring break. I work with the school district, my regular job.
Yeah, bus driver, right?
Bus attendant now. I don't want the stress of doing a bus driver, so less time, less work.
Bus attendant. What do you pull them the tickets? What do you...
No, I'm telling the kids to knock it off in the back. That's all I do.
Oh, you telling kids to knock it off?
Yeah, there's some
Hey,
days. No, there's some days I'm very hungover and cranky, and I sometimes snap at them because
really?
yeah,
The
because
craziest thing you've said to a kid.
one of my favorite thing. Oh fuck. One time the middle school kids, they're going through puberty, so their voices are cracking when they yell and scream and shit. So this one kid screamed and his voice cracked. And I just was like, hey, can you stop screaming? Whenever you scream, you sound like the kid from Terminator 2. And that got a big pop from the fucking bus because they understood the reference.
Yeah, the kids are like, oh yeah, my dad watched that movie.
And another one, this one kid was, all the kids always do this. This is what poor people do, but this is also what kids do because they're poor. They always flash around their money, they'll
Yeah.
have like $10 and they'll flash around like, look what I got. And I said this out loud. I was like, hey, can you put away your money, you poor person? And that got a big laugh too. Because, they like clapbacks, that the kids like roasting. Roasting's the funnest thing for kids. They love all that bullshit. So
Audiences love it if you have the
yeah,
balls to do it.
yeah, the kids love that shit more than anything. So, but yeah, more often I'm very disgruntled. I'm tired. I'm sending out emails. I'm writing out a new joke, or I'm writing out
I
a
think
crappy
I
set
think you
list.
found your crowd.
What's what kids?
Yeah.
Middle
Is
school
there
kids.
is there any comedians out there? We'll end on this. I hate saying when comedians say that in the sets, but
Yeah, why do they do that every time?
I hate
And
that.
I'll end on this.
Yeah,
Shut the
I
fuck up
hate
and just do
that.
your
I
last
know,
fucking
I know,
joke, you
I hate,
idiot.
I hate that. But do you think there's any like adult comedians out there that their audiences are kids?
Yeah, Quattlebaum. I don't know. No, I mean, audience. I mean, kids like fuck. They have a good sense of humor. Some of them are very creative. One kid, like he just like was wearing gray pants and a black shirt. And he was like, "You look like a broke ass Derek Carr." And this is when I had a buzz cut. I was like, I didn't even get mad. I was like, that was a good dig. I couldn't get fucking mad. I was like, that was pretty funny. So one kid, dude, no bullshit. One kid found my fucking Instagram.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. One kid, and he found like clips of the podcast and shit
Oh
like
no.
that. I was like, oh fuck. And I
What
told him
happened?
to put it away. No, I don't say my full name. I just say my first name,
Right.
But he figured me out. He figured me out because I was buying ads to
Uh,
my comedy show in Lodi, and he saw my face.
So that dude, that happened with me with my son's friends. You know, he's 11, so they're pretty young, and they were finding my YouTube videos. And like, I had one YouTube video about banging old chicks. It was called like Old Vagina, and like one of my son's friends would put like fire emojis in the comments. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is inappropriate. I had to block him. I blocked his
Yeah.
friends.
Oh no, I block him. Yeah, I had to block him too because I was like, no, get out of here. I
You're
don't
too
need
young.
you. Do you get
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
this is weird, you know?
You have a regular job, right? You know, you want to get
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I have a
Yeah.
regular job, like and his son's friends' parents, like I don't know if they're not putting like restrictions on or whatever, because on my YouTube videos I put this is not for kids. You know, I'm talking about vagina, and somehow they still found it. And yeah, they're too young for that shit, dude. Come on. And I don't want them
Yeah.
telling my son. My son's too young to hear my shit. I took my son to one of my gigs one time. I did
What the fuck? Why'd you do that? What the hell?
I couldn't find a babysitter. I had to do the gig. He wore headphones during the whole time watching the iPad, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
classic. But I think I did poorly too because I knew he was in the crowd.
Oh,
And I was like,
yeah.
but John, you know, I'm like editing myself. I'm up there. I'm like, I'm not Jerry Seinfeld. This is horrible. But anyways, that's the show. That's the podcast. Check out Madman Maple on all social media. And you know what? I feel bad. The last part one, I didn't put it in the comments. What's the name of your podcast? I didn't put that in there. Can you tell me?
I got two different ones. There's the Quaddle. What the fuck is it called? The Maple Bomb podcast with me and
Okay.
Jordan Quattlebaum. We're starting it back up again. And there's my own podcast, but I haven't done that in a long ass time called The Cult of Incompetence. It's like an argumentative fucking
Oh
debate.
yeah, I did it. I'm on there.
Yeah, debate podcast. But I guess I think it's in the works to do it at a venue where we're gonna do live
Oh,
video
that would be cool.
at a comedy venue, not a big one, but a local comedy venue where we're gonna it's gonna I want it to be more like Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn.
Okay.
Uh
Yeah,
so
we're
I
not as
hope
good as him, but yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll make
hopefully
it. We'll make
ho-
it good.
hopefully that materializes, but it may not. But hopefully it's in the works. We'll see. And that's about it. There's all my other bullshit shows.
Yeah, go to his
Go.
social media, see his shows, and then you know, I'm gonna be at Fluid coming up Thursday, March some, and then yeah, I got some dates coming up in the city, so check me out. I also just give you a indication, Mark. I took over Dave Coker's room because Dave Coker's moving. So I'm running Epidemic Ales every third Saturday in Concord. It's a great brewery.
I call this the last stand of Fat Kid Comedy. This is it.
Yeah, this is
We're
it.
gonna
We better run
see.
again. We better run
We're gonna
again.
see if this works. It's
It's a
the
good
last.
show. I don't want to blow it. You know what I mean?
There's been some other Fat Kid Comedy shows that just did
Yeah,
not pan out.
yeah,
So
yeah.
this is the last stand of
This
it
is it.
with you and Kirchner. So.
This is it. Episode 8. We better fucking kill it, you know?
Oh, can I promote my couple of my shows?
Yeah, we got a
March
minute.
20. All right, March 22nd, Graffiti Comedy, Lodi, California, Wildwood Skate Shop. Go to that show, amazing. And then fucking April 5th, Bricks and Hops. We got Insane Wayne headlining. That's gonna be an
Oh,
amazing
cool.
show.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah, and that's it.
That's it. Thanks, Mark. Hey, thanks for forcing me to do this because I didn't want to do it, and I'm happy I did it.
This is great. Yeah.
All right, dude. Later.
Mm.